Good morning. How's everyone doing today? Ibrahim down here. Wow. You can't imagine what it's taken for me to get here. There's been a lot of hard work put into this. This is our first broadcast. We welcome you to the SIBKIS Virtual Empowerment, Personal Empowerment Summit. It's a virtual event. We're putting it out there to be able to organize ourselves and to be able to take advantage of the technology. Briefly about me, I've been involved with counseling for over 30 years. We've done some amazing things on very different levels. We've done some really good things. We're highly recognized, and we've been given all kinds of different awards and different things that show that we're valued in what we do and it's been effective. We've done a number of things to be able to help people get up very difficult, bad situations. Myself, I came from very difficult, challenging situations myself, and I've put in my best effort to kind of turn things around, and it's worked. And as far as I can see, it's worked. I know that we're going to get much more into my story. It's a very deep story down the road, but right now we're just here to be able to start and just be able to open up the door and just say, hey, we're here and we're doing something. An organization called SIBKIS Counseling, and SIBKIS is it stands for See It Big, Keep It Simple, Counseling and Consulting. We've done a number of things with high performers in the city. We've dealt with some people working with the unions. We dealt with some people who are also working with the situations of in the schools. We've dealt with a lot of family situations, a lot of religious organizations and different things like that. They've come across in a very nice way. So we've been able to organize ourselves to be able to show them what we do and then help them go through the process of applying what it is that we do with our system. And the SIBKIS system, the See It Big, Keep It Simple system, is just that. It's just really simple. It's a grassroots system. And it comes in a way that it gives people the chance to really look at the big problem they have, but then look at it so we can find simple solutions, bite-sized pieces, if you will. It's like they say, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So if you have a problem, I mean, initially when you have the problem, it becomes very emotional because, again, it's challenging. Sometimes the uncertainty and the other conditions and the people and the emotions and something like that, they all get involved in it, and it becomes a major issue. But again, it doesn't always have to be that. And we can train people to be able to minimize that and to be able to organize things much better so that they're not stuck in a condition of being in a high flux situation all the time and finding themselves at a disadvantage, many times emotional disadvantage. And that becomes a major issue. So what I've done here is I've gathered a number of people who I know, and I've some who I've worked with, and some who I just know them by who they are and their character and what they've done. They're amazing people, just really, really phenomenal, really. And I asked them to just come on and share some of the stories. You're going to meet them today, God willing, and you're gonna see that many of them they're just like you. They're sitting there. I mean, for me, I was like you yesterday. I mean, I didn't know anything about this stuff a few weeks ago, and actually, I want to thank one of my guys. His name is Shakir Hussein, and I haven't met him, but about a month ago, I guess, I went to one of his programs, a weekend program that he had, and I was just blown away by the by the technology and what they were doing and how they were doing it, and it was so amazing. It blew my mind. And the other thing that happened at that event was some of the people who were there handling business for him and doing some of the work, they encouraged me to actually step up and say, hey, listen, you got a fantastic position, and in terms of your presence, you're coming out to actually do a lot of good. You're coming out to actually create for yourself a great deal of benefit and something like that. And I have a good speaking voice. I don't know. Do I have a good speaking voice? I don't know. Anyway, so I was encouraged by that, and I decided to take it on. And so here we are. This is a big undertaking. excuse me. Guys, excuse me. Hello, fellas. You're hearing all of this, here. Really? Don't do that, please. Thank you. It's my guys. They're really good guys. I give them a hand right now, actually. These guys are so amazing. They're really awesome. Alhamdulillah. And here's the thing. We're at the P4E Center. It's a very nice place. We use it a lot for coming out to do a number of our different programs. This is a program myself and my brother Hamza, we put together, but we've gone through a lot of work. We had a huge learning curve. It was overwhelming to massive degrees, but the reality is that we're here and we can take advantage of it, and we are. And so we're just trying to organize as best we can what we can do moving forward. So we have some speakers and we have some other people who are going to be showing up, who are going to be talking. So at this point in time, it's just really for us to be able to open the way for questions and for anybody who wants to come and be part of what we're doing. We're live and we're live and on time. So I'm so happy to get this started. I'm just really pumped. And at this point, we're really just taking a shot at putting it out there to figure out what else we got to do it. How does this whole thing work together? I'm personally, this is not necessarily my thing. I don't mind speaking, but my speaking is more when it's like in person, when we have a room of people, you know what I mean? Especially when we have some youth that are troubled, or we're having some situations where people are needing motivation, or they want to start talking about leadership and things like that. We can talk to those issues, and we've been successful at that. So we're going to continue with that. We had initially planned to organize this from 11 o'clock till 11 o'clock, but we ran into an issue with the time because the system we're using, and I want to thank the people at Webinar Jam. Gotta thank them. Amazing. Just you guys made it so nice, so sweet, so easy. Really, we had a huge learning curve, but I mean, it was expedited by the services and the different systems that these guys have. Really, really amazing. So you'll see us promoting that. I'm promoting it, just so we're clear, okay? And so again, we're using a system that's for me, it's the first time up, but it won't be the last. We're taking full advantage of everything we can do to the maximum capabilities. We're recording it, and we're going to be having it as a package that we're going to be offering again with other bonuses. We got some real sweet bonuses. We have some really good speakers. I mean, this is really a very high-powered and a very a fluid situation. And I'm just so happy to be in a situation to be able to give the people a chance to hear what we do, understand it. Because again, like I said, it's grassroots. It's not coming out to be from very high levels of thought, and it's not philosophy, and it's not ideology and all this kind of stuff. It's about helping people get to a point where they can come now a better decision. And here we are. And oh, there we are. And we have our speaker coming here. Hey, Tammy, you there?
Hello. Hi.
What's going on, girl?
Not much.
Okay, you're talking. Wow, you're talking really. Maybe it's just me, but I'm good. This is our hello. Yeah, just scream it out. Just get it out right now. Okay, this is our first speaker of the day. This is Tammy Williams. She's an amazing human being. I mean, just really, sometimes I think she floats. I mean, she's really, really good. She's a committed professional networker. She's an amazing coach and business person, entrepreneur. I take my hat off to you, okay? Show my bald head. And she's just one of the people who really I've seen her over this wonderful woman, a mother, wife. I mean, just a community member who's just always finding a way to give and to do some good. So I'm very happy to welcome her on board. And Tammy, I'm gonna kick it off to you, but I want you to begin by telling us like where you're from, and you know what I mean, what's your background, and you know your history, and along those lines.
Wow. Well, first of all, let me say thank you. I'm flattered to be a part of this movement that you're doing here to encourage and empower other people. And I want to say thank you for the compliments that you just gave me, and I want to return them to you. Really, it's not about me. And, we owe you a lot for all the things that you're doing in the world beyond Toronto, let's say. So thank you for that. I don't know, in terms, in terms of myself, originally born in Nova Scotia and raised in Northern Ontario, Sudbury, and moved to Toronto.
Sudbury.
Yeah, Sudbury times. And
remember those times?
I remember those times. And I think what's helped me to turn into the person that I am now is because of watching my mother, and how she always gave when she didn't have anything to give. And people never even knew that about her. And so as a young person, just, well, we were taught, to get a job and all those things and, be nice and be neighborly. I don't think she even realizes that all the lessons that she taught me. And so a lot of what I do has been out of pretty much appreciation and also seeing her struggle, as a single parent. And so I went into the workforce and I work, a job, and realized after so many years that, there's other things besides just getting stuff for myself. And that's how I turned into.
But stuff is good though. I mean,
yeah, stuff is
stuff
good.
is good though, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Stuff once in a while. I mean, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And so I was noticing, over the years how you really just captured yourself in terms of being a person who networks a lot. I mean, I see you at so many different events and so many different activities and different places all the time, gaining knowledge, seeking knowledge, teaching knowledge, sharing, caring. I mean, you're just really, you're really out there in such an amazing way. And I'm so impressed with and how you deal with it and the way that you flow with the people you work with. It's very, actually, I invited one of our mutual friends, which was Super Dave, to come in to be with us here today. He wanted to be here, but he just had a child.
Yes.
His wife and kids and stuff, so he couldn't be here. But again, he's one of the guys who I've seen you work with over the years, and you've done such a phenomenal job of lifting up. And he's one of the guys who considers you as like a backbone. Like you come in and you're a game changer. You hit the ground and you change the way that it's the way that the whole thing is played. And he's also spoken of how many different ways you help other people make money, like what you're saying about how your mom helped and gave and so on like that. Like you come with that same spirit, and it just brings such a rich connection to whatever he's doing. And you've been a part of a number of his teams, and that's made him very successful as well, because again, bringing you to the table, it changes the game. So yeah.
Wow.
Can you speak to that? I mean, beside you that inspires you to be that passionate?
Yes, I think because as an employee, I was always networking for my boss and helping him grow his business. And then I realized that, I think I'm okay at this because of the feedback I get from my boss and clients. And then that's when I decided that I have to try something else, and love the networking element. I mean, I'm a mom of 3, and I'm also a wife. And so working a traditional 9-to-5 job, or even a 3 to 11 or midnight shift, it doesn't work for my lifestyle. And I really put being a mom really as the first thing that's really important, but had to figure out really quickly how I could make an income and how I can give of myself, even if it has nothing to do with relating to me getting back income, to keep my life full. And so what I strive for on a daily basis and weekly is to keep my life full, not full of being busy, but being full of things that I can offer and things that I can do to be of service. So network marketing hit it for me because you do your own hours, and it's worldwide. You can use the internet for that and whatever else, and as well as just having that flexibility and having a team and whatnot. So yeah, learning is important constantly. People know me, they know like I'm not usually sleeping 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm reading something, I'm online doing something. That
empowerment. But this is the thing. This is the thing I brought you on, because I know that you're a person who's like that you love that empowerment. You love that, grab that knowledge. How can I apply this? How can I share it with others? How can we make this come all together? I mean, that's the kind of thing that just for me is phenomenal. I'm like you. I'm a nocturnal creature.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm up at night reading, and then and when I'm driving in my car, I'm listening,
you're
and then
still
when I
listening.
stop, I'm and it's just, you know, it's
Yeah.
ongoing.
Yes, yes. So lots of times with this whole network marketing and meeting with other moms and even other people, when they tell me that they're busy, I usually listen and hear what they're saying to me about being busy. And I always say, if I could, I'm also busy, and I also let them know all the things that I do from 8 o'clock or 6 o'clock in the morning till midnight. And I'm still able to fit in a couple of hours a day, to help benefit myself and my family. If I can
Mhm.
show you, how that can help you, would you be wanting to know more? And that's pretty much just it, like just engaging with people and connecting with people and finding out more about, I guess, just people, like what do they want? And sometimes it's not money, like, it's not everything about money. Like sometimes it's just about being around adults, and learning and growing, because somebody has their own need, and they're trying to work towards specific goals, and it doesn't always have to do with money. And I'm really, really open to that, because I also need to learn. I'm learning from
Sure.
other people who never joined my business, who don't want to know about the business, but I'm learning from them on how they're managing and coping. And that's great.
Mhm.
Like this world is amazing. I can't believe the things we can do with technology. Like it's just awesome.
Yeah, look what we're doing right now. I mean, I would have
Yeah.
never thought that we'd be able to do this. You're in one part of the city, I'm in another part of the city, but we could be literally anywhere in the world and get this done. I mean, that to me is
Yeah.
phenomenal, and I'm starting to see this in a whole new light. But I want to ask you a question. Going back to, you consider yourself a person who leads by example, and can you talk about the importance of that and the real commitment that a person has to have behind that to get there and to be able to, to stand up and to show up, leading by example?
Yes. Leading by example to me means no excuses. And I
Mm,
can't even expect my own children to go forward to do anything if they're not seeing their mom. And so it
mhm,
means not so much making time, but taking the time to get it done and committing
mm,
to it 100%. So what I normally do myself personally and other people I work with is that, for them to talk about, and even myself, small numbers, sometimes I have to make a commitment. Maybe it's a half an hour and build up to something, whatever it is. If it's exercising, whether it's reading, and I start with small goals and making that commitment, and then that tends to grow into larger amounts of time that I'm able to commit to something. And as far as showing up, I mean, you can't exist if you don't show up. And that's right, straight across the
mhm.
board, anything you do. I mean, everyone knows this. If you have a job or you don't have a job, and even if you have a doctor's appointment, if you don't show up, you don't exist.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
speak to it with passion, because I am extremely busy. I never tell people I'm busier than they are. But if they look at everything they do from the time in the morning to the time of the night, we can always find time to improve ourselves, to give of ourselves. And sometimes it's just the phone calls that we can make to people to uplift them, and other
Mhm.
times it's sending them a little note to say things like that,
Yes,
and
yes.
spending a little time to share, like, even we have the technology now, we can send people a text and videos, and you're great at this. You send me different videos once in a while, and it inspires me. I have people that send me things, and I do read it, and those all really
Yes.
feed into it. So yeah, so
Mhm.
I'm big on that. No excuses. You have a broken leg. Tammy's going. This morning, if I told you everything I did this morning, and
Yeah.
I say it again, I'm a proud mom of three, and my husband's gone out the door. You'd probably be thinking, what? It's only like 11:30, and she did everything that I normally do in 10 hours. But I had to grow with
Sure.
that. I had to grow into that kind of a person, and reading about
Mhm.
other people, and listening to you and following what you do, and realizing, oh my
Mhm.
goodness, like I have time to do something, so what can I do?
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the giving of yourself and putting things in priority, because
Mm.
again, there's some people who they become paralyzed. I mean,
Yeah.
they just can't move. I mean, they just start to, get a very narrow view of what can be, and they're not
Yes.
able to see beyond that.
Yes.
I mean, how would you advise them? I mean, really, I mean, for me, this is the essence of empowerment: being able to help somebody see that they can be better than they see themselves right now. And it
Yes.
doesn't have to be these great, big, huge amounts. It can be very, it would appear to be insignificant, but at the same time, you just try to improve 1% every day, just half
Yes.
percent every day, until you get to the point where you start to get that momentum. And then after that, just get out of their way, because, you know, they're ready
Yes.
to go. I mean, yeah. So,
Yes. I think what it boils down to is really trying to figure out what our talents are and how we can actually help other people. You know, some people have money that they can give, some people have time, some people have the uplifting words. And what I was told over my time of working, because I've been in sales and marketing for a lot of time in my professional career, is that I'm good
okay.
with people and, you know, hearing what their concerns are about their needs and then developing a solution for them to get to that. So I realized that because
Yes.
I don't work full time anymore, I'm working part time. I was trying to figure out what could I do. I'd try to see if I can volunteer here and there, and they had enough hands. And I just attached myself to a children's organization for basketball. One of my sons goes to it, and it's not the regular basketball.
Okay.
They actually help make the children better
Mm.
people, giving them positive
Wow.
affirmations and homework assignments where they come home every week and they have to look at themselves in the mirror and say, I am great. I have a lot to offer. And then they also teach basketball skills. And I'm looking at this group, it's a
Okay.
not-for-profit. And I said, wow, you know, I wonder if they could use any help. And I approached out to the coach. I have not very much time.
Mm.
And he said, yes, they need money, you know, because they rely on
Mm.
donations, and all the trainers and the people that work to run this are volunteers. So I said, really? I said,
Mm-hmm.
okay, give me a script, whatever. And without having much time, I decided that I was
Mm-hmm.
going to spend some time and contact some companies to see what I can get for them. Well, within a
Sure.
week, and this is not me, you know, I'm nothing special. I'm just a person who said,
Mm.
I'm going to commit to seeing if I can help them make some money and raise something.
Yes.
And I've got, uh, I got them like about 10 different donations from various stores and businesses that they were
Yes.
able to raffle off to raise money and cause some fun and
Mm.
momentum within the organization that they've never done. They've been running this organization for 4 years and they've never done
Okay.
anything like this. So I'm almost like now he's made me the lead for the fundraising. So I'm trying to take on fundraising. You know, I told him I'm fearless to call up any company anyways from my boss, so I might as well call up a company for, you know, a charitable organization. So
Sure.
that's
Sure.
one way of me giving a person
Sure.
who's just a normal person, who's not a
Mm-hmm.
millionaire, you know,
Mm.
and I figured that's one of my talents that I've been told that I have been good at. And so I'm
Mm-hmm.
using that to actually help to bless these children. And most of the kids that take the program are subsidized. 40%
Yes.
of them
Okay.
are. And so
Okay.
any money and stuff that we raise is going to help them. And you know, there's lots of psychological benefits of physical fitness with
Yes.
children. And so yeah, so that's something that
Wow.
and my friends who know me are like, how do you have time for this?
Yes. 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 Indeed. You know,
Taking the time.
I appreciate you sharing that so much, and that when you bring that idea, when you say these words, it connects with so many things I'm doing. Because again, if people look at it in perspective, what happens now, if we don't pay attention to those young people, they
Yes.
start paying attention to things we don't want them to be involved in.
Oh yeah.
Getting them out is a lot more difficult than keeping them away. I mean, if we can do
Yes.
some things to keep them away, it's a lot better. But if we don't, getting them out, oh, it's a major problem. And it's
Yes.
amazing you mentioned that, because I know again, right here with us today, we have a former NBA superstar.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, no, he's me and him been hooked up for a number of years now, and
That's awesome.
we have this really great synergy. We have some really good ideas. What you're talking about, we want to do on a massive scale. We want to be able to roll it out and be able to get it. We can start to talk to more kids and be able to put them into programs. We do some
Yes.
things with martial arts, but we want to do some things with basketball. We do some things with camping. We do some
Yes.
things with fitness. You know what I mean? To be able to get them a little bit balanced, to keep them a little bit active, to keep them away from the bad guys.
Yes.
So we'll take them into the bad things, and then getting them back or getting their attention at that point is
Yes.
an old starter. So
Yes.
this is very good. I just really appreciate the fact that you found something to be passionate about, and you've taken it on. You
Yeah,
know.
no, it's
Yeah.
excellent. I mean, I feel really good about it. You know, like you know, I just went yesterday and picked up a donation from a Pizza Depot, and got some gift cards, and was able to arrange a nice deal for our end of the year celebration, where he's going to give us the pizzas like for next to nothing, and it's saving our organization, like the organization that I'm helping out, so much money. But the children, it's really about the children, because, and even just our time, like 5 minutes a day, anything what we're going to do, just 5 minutes a day. And I think we can offer so much. It's not just about ourselves. So yes, we have to live, we have to eat. I understand that, but I think what I realize is, like, the more I give, the more I have to give. And that means everything, whether it's money, whether it's energy, whether it's love. I have so much more to give, and it's just really being full and keeping it full. Yeah.
Yes. Wonderful. Wonderful. I appreciate your words so much. One of the things that I say to a lot of my clients is, invest in yourself unless you think it's a bad investment. What I mean is that you got to find a way to give back. You have to really find something that you can be passionate about. And I've had some clients who were very wealthy. They were very wealthy, but they were very unhappy. I mean, they were miserable. I mean, they were doctors and stuff, and they were miserable, and they were just going through the routine day to day to day to day. And then, we took them through some of our training, and they got to the point where they became aware. And you know what? It happened. It came to the point where, and not just becoming aware, but they became more committed, more passionate. And then they found that when they started giving to other people, instead of being in this little thing where they were confined and just kind of stuck like this, when they started giving out and so on like that, it increased so many good things for them.
Wow.
So I was just really happy for that. We call that having a sense of hope. Hope, H-O-P-E, hope, helping other people excel.
Wow,
it's not about
that's
you anymore.
Awesome.
You see, it's not about you anymore. But this is, again, from the SIBKIS training. We have so many things like this that is not about you. This is, you got to make it about somebody else. I'll give you an example. Since I got you here, I'm going to take full advantage. No, I'm so happy to speak with you. Really, you're one of the people who I'm really impressed with, and I just really love for all the things that you do and who you are and what you give, and so it's a simple thing. And you may hear me go through this a number of times. I'm probably going to show you through the process of what we do in our presentations. So when a person wants to win, okay. So Tammy, do you want to win?
Yes.
Okay, good. When a person decides that they want to win, they have to decide what's important now. Are you with me?
What was that?
Decide you want to win. Yeah?
Oh, it was delayed on my side here.
Yeah, slight delay. That's okay. Decides that they want to win, they have to decide what's important now.
Wow.
Yes. So okay. So if you read it like vertically, and then you populate it horizontally, you'll see it very nicely. Okay. But again, as soon as you decide you want to win, guess what shows up? What shows up is a thing called fear. F-E-A-R. Now, fear, very difficult in most people's minds to deal with, but you can deal with it easily if you understand what it really is. So what is fear? False fear is real. So if it's not real, should you fear it? Answer no, right?
No.
But if you understand that it's false, then you can bypass it quickly. And you bypass it quickly by doing one thing that'll absolutely guarantee a greater amount of success. What is that?
Goodness. Wow.
Focus. Follow one course until successful. You decided you want to win at something. You got to get on focus about what that thing is, and you got to remove the fear.
Yes.
Right to the point where you focus, because then once you get past the fear, then you can focus and you can increase the thing we're talking about now, which is hope.
Which is hope.
PE. Helping other people excel. So it doesn't become about you anymore. You become like a role model. You become like a person who can give, who can be there, who can support and do other things. And this becomes a very good thing. And ultimately, the reality is the real connection that's being made is a thing called life. You see, if we're going to come now to win, if we're going to come now to overcome our fear, we're going to come now to want to have focus. We want to come now to have and increase our hope. We want to do that in our life. And life is about living intentionally for excellence.
Mm-hmm.
When we're helping people do that, changes the world.
Wow, that's great.
And everybody can do that.
We can.
Everybody can do that. Every single person can make that contribution, and moving forward, we can have people taking these lessons and taking that spirit with them to go to others.
Yeah. Wow. Wow, that's,
yeah.
I'm speechless. Like, those words are very powerful. Those words are very, I never, with all my readings, and I don't have a huge, but wow, like, I never heard it like that before. That just is really great.
Sure.
Thank you for sharing that.
Well,
can you write that down for me?
The thing that
Can you write that down for me?
Yeah, I'll send it to you. I'll send that to you in a text. I'll send that to you in a text.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'll do that, no doubt. But here's the thing, and that's one of the reasons why I'm out here now, is that some of the people who have learned about the SIBKIS system, this is all part from the system I developed called SIBKIS counseling system, SIBKIS methods, right?
Yes.
And these systems are from the grassroots. They're not coming from the universities and from all these different, places. I mean, there's nothing wrong with those places, but this is coming from how we help the people who are at a very low situation come up to find themselves, so that they can build on a certain awareness, and that awareness can help them develop in whichever direction they want.
Wow.
You see?
And we all need direction. Wow.
Well, especially in these days, look at what's going on in the world. There's so much confusion. People are scared. People are angry. People are frustrated. People are all this kind of thing. And now opportunities are going to be running away from people. And the ability to be able to keep calm and to be able to keep under control, it's being lost. So where are people going to go? I mean, they're going to have to come back to some basics, some grassroots stuff, to be able to get themselves back up to the point where they can start to see more possibilities. See, you came from some tough situations. I know, like, we talk, and we don't talk too much about the
but you know some of it.
I do, and the reality is that we went through those things, and we earned our us with distinction. With a certain honor, because again, we kept our heads up. Things were bad, and then things were tough. Opportunities weren't there. It just didn't seem like what was in front of you was going to actually connect with what you needed or what you wanted and what you had to have. But now we get to the point where we got through that, and we say, okay, now I understand how that works. And then you can go out to wait and see when other people are saying that. Yeah, just be patient. Just be patient, focus. But sometimes, the thing that I think is really relevant, that I've seen you do, that I know I've done, and I've seen many other successful people do, is that at some point in time, you got to jump. There's a video that I put on our website here about Steve Harvey. He said, you got to jump.
Yes.
And that parachute's not going to open right away. You're going to take some beatings. you're going to be cut up. You're going to be ripped up. It's going to get ugly. But guess what? Eventually, the parachute's going to open.
Yeah.
And you got to jump. And you got to trust. You know what I mean? And when you trust, you trust, and you put that effort out there, that things are going to get better, and you keep working, you keep striving, you keep making it happen. You're losing the desire to do that, and some people automatically revert to crime. And when they go to crime, what do?
The motivation, I find more and more as I talk to people, sometimes they're so excited and enthusiastic to do whatever it is, but the motivation really can wane and tail off. And it's really hard to keep people motivated on whatever it is they want to accomplish. And so what you're talking about now is great, because we need different things to fuel people. So they want to stay committed and stay motivated and realize that it isn't all dismal, so this is great. I mean, we have to do more of stuff like this, and we have to reach as many people as possible fast. Like fast.
Well, like fast. And that's why I'm here at this point. We just came to the same conclusion of what you just said, right? Okay, how can we do this? How can we get it out there? How can we make people understand that there are some systems in place right now that can help them change their mindset?
Yes.
Because many people just want to get emotional, and when they get emotional, many times bad things happen if the emotion is not organized in a proper and good way.
Oh yeah.
So again, for over almost 30 years now, it's come down to the point where one moment of anger can give you a lifetime of grief. That's not an easy thing to deal with. And we've
No.
seen people, we have a number of people who have literally, you know, they've murdered people or they've taken a life. And then, you know, through the process of empowerment, we got them to go to school and get their BA while they're in school, while they're in
Wow.
jail, I should say.
Yes.
Then they got their master's degree while they were in jail. And then when they came
Yes.
out, they went and got their PhD.
Yes.
But they, I mean, they did some stupid things when they were kids, being involved with gangs and being involved with violence and crime and so on like that.
Yes.
But then again, once they got to the point where they came to their self and they came to their condition of the realization of their value, that's that.
See that.
Yeah.
Wow, you're a blessing. You've been a blessing to so many people.
That's what people keep telling me. For me, I'm just out there doing the job that I love. It's just, it's just, I just love what I do, and I just enjoy it. But we found that we had to put systems behind it because, again, we only had short periods of time. I mean, real short periods of time where people's attention span, it would change. And if we didn't capture them with a good idea, then they were gone. And if they're gone, getting them back it's not going to happen. They're not interested. We lost them.
Yeah.
But now once we catch them, they'll stick around for 15, 20 minutes, half an hour. I mean, we got 5 minutes maximum, sometimes only 3. But if we get them into these conversations that go for an hour or something, right? And then you know you got something going on because, again, they're engaged.
Yeah.
And they're thinking. And if we can provide that for people, the opportunity to think and to see an example that says, you know, you can be positive, even you're busy. You can be positive, even it's difficult. You can be positive when there's lots of pressure. You have lots of responsibilities. Things are not going the way you really want or really need. You still can be positive. You can find a way. But again, it's about the self-esteem.
Yes.
Feel about themselves.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
How do we help them with that?
Well,
okay.
That's a big loaded question, you know, because I think the positive affirmations on a daily basis have really helped, and even writing it down helps. To be writing down like 100 times, I am great, I have a lot to offer, I am valuable, and even saying it to ourselves is a big thing to help with our self-esteem.
Yes, it is. No doubt. Now, I want to share something with you while I know you'll love this.
Please, yeah.
And
Go
again,
for it. Go for it.
Yeah. Okay. Bear with me 1 second here. Okay. Now, can you see that?
Not very clear. Okay, yes, I see. Learn. Does it say learn?
Yep. It does.
Learn.
It says learn and
become.
Okay. Oh, be blame. It's learn and blame.
Oh, I can't. Okay, sorry, I can't read it there.
Yeah, sorry. I'm writing it's a little bit crowded here, so learn and blame.
Okay.
Okay.
That's okay.
So let's just go with this still, right?
Yes.
So above the line, see, this for me, this is one of my key qualification methods for people getting their attention and helping them to understand. So above the line, you see there's a line here. This line is a line of distinction that makes it separates what's above from what's below. And then the line is also a line of decision.
Yeah.
The information, right? So above the line, people learn. Below the line, people blame. So if I'm talking to you right now, where would you want to position yourself for your future?
Obviously in the learn.
Okay. Well, you see, the thing is, you can say obviously, but I can't assume anything.
Oh, okay.
I can't assume that you would want
understand.
that. I have to take your decision, right? So then I would get you to check this off. Okay, my pen isn't working here either. Okay, so I would. Okay, yeah, I need a marker for this. Okay, yeah, and we get you to check this off. Then you put the date, the time, so on like this. You would use this as a means to be able to understand that you've now decided to position yourself here, which is a good thing. Okay, and you put the date, the time, the place, and a bunch of other stuff like this, right? And then we'd also get you to put your DNA. You would take your finger, like this. You put it here, stamp it there. Because now asking you to make the decision, there's one thing. Now I'm asking you to own the decision.
Mm-hmm.
Get
Yes.
my point? Yeah. So this is a very, very big issue. Okay. So now when a person comes now to deal with that, okay, we say, okay, fine, we're going to move on. We're going to move on with the lesson. What's the lesson? The lesson is simply down here. It's this, you know, it's about the blame game. You see?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. So what is the blame game? Yeah. So what is the blame game? See, if I point my finger at you, can you see me?
Yes, I can see.
Okay. I'm pointing my finger at you. Can you point your finger at me and say it's your fault? I know it's difficult, but try. Just yes. So what is that? Okay, so observe. No, but this is crucial. Can observe your posture. One finger pointing out like me, and you have three fingers pointing where? You have three fingers pointing where? You have one finger pointing out, deflecting responsibility.
This is awesome. Three at me.
Right.
Three are pointed at me.
What is this one finger of blame? What is it about? This one finger of blame is deflecting responsibility. Me and you get to do something. I don't like the result. I want you to be responsible for my decision. Can you be responsible for my decision?
No.
No, for yours.
No.
No chance. You see? So this is where we run into the problem now. Because again, people get to this point where they have this finger pointing out. They see that they've done an action, but that action is technically crippling them, but they don't realize it.
Yeah.
It really takes them out of the picture and causes them to lose their power. And so rather than get empowerment, they become disempowered and they get taken down. So let's talk about what happens to the blame game, because the blame game changes. The three fingers pointing back are the indication that you should take responsibility so you can learn, be above the line and learn. You don't like something? Okay, take a good look at what's going on, figure it out, and then stay above the line. Again, when you get below the line and you blame, guess what happens? The blame, lame game. Cover the first letter. Cover the first letter, you get it, right?
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Yep. That works. That works.
Okay. Yeah. And so there we run into a condition where, you know, you're going to cripple yourself. And if you cover the first three letters of the word blame, what do you have? You have me.
Me. Oh my goodness.
Because the blame game is only about me.
You're killing it right now.
This is just me and you talking.
Oh my gosh. I need to get in that brain of yours.
You are. Welcome. Yes, give me 1 second here. I think I may have been able to make a better design. Okay. Now, anyway, you're probably going to go through this many times. This for me is this is home. This is a base, because I can find out very quickly from anyone who I'm talking to in terms of counseling exactly really what it is they intend to do, what they want to do, what they're committed to do. Okay, because some people, they actually say that, you know, they're below the line, they like to stay there, they don't want to get above the line. They don't want to move, and it's okay because the conversation as far as counseling is over. But on the other hand, now there's another group of people who are like me and you, who they choose to be above the line, where they get to learn. And guess what they get to do? They get to do this.
Earn.
Oh, baby. Just hit the sweet spot. You see? So we start talking like that, changes everything.
Absolutely.
You know, because now we have that person engaged. Now we have that person connected. Now we have that person empowered. They've made only a decision, but that has come now to be something very important, because now they have the time, we have the date, we have the stamps needed for being able to say that, hold on a second. They start doing the blame game. They say, hold on, did you change your mind? Did something happen? Something messed up? How did you get from there to here? And we have the evidence now to be able to bring to them, to motivate them to come back to a good and better thinking.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Woo! I love that.
So anyway, I love what I do. Really, this is the kind of stuff that we've been putting out in many places around the world. We've been invited to go and speak and organize and do some stuff, and it's worked out really well. And I've been encouraged to be able to take it and put it online, and to be able to help people understand. like you said earlier, to be able to reach more people. We have to be able to
Yes.
do more, better, faster, and with using technology.
Yes.
No. So I can take it you approve, right?
Oh, go for it. Go for it. Go for
Fair
it.
enough.
The
Fair
stars,
enough.
the stars, go for it.
No. Okay, tell me, just tell me if you would, what do you have in terms of any, I know it's not easy to talk about, but what about like hardships? Okay, like hard situations that you had to fight through and struggle with. I'll tell you what. I'll start out by telling you one of mine.
Okay.
I know, 1995, I was headed for law school. I had wrote my LSAT in Toronto, and then I was going to Dalhousie, which, you know, our families are from Dalhousie, from Nova Scotia, and we have a very good program over there for helping the what they call the indigenous blacks and the native Mi'kmaq have a very nice program, scholarship program, and I qualified for it. I was ready to go. 1995. It's a long time ago, but here's the thing: two of my brothers died 10 weeks apart from drug overdoses. So my dreams of going to law school, I mean, just went to the dumper, man. I mean, right
Yeah.
into the garbage. Because my mom, she lost two of her sons. She's only had three sons. She grabbed me and said, "You can't leave. I can't lose three sons. Who can do that?" You know. And so I didn't leave, and I stayed with her, and that was an honor to actually serve her and so on like that until she passed. But that process of having to go through that, it was so difficult for me. It was heartbreaking. It was, I mean, my mom went through 3.5 years of massive, and I do mean massive, unbelievable depression. She cried so much we thought she was going to die from crying. She didn't stop
Wow.
crying for so many years. And it was so difficult. And we literally were dragging ourselves through that because, again, even though they died, they made us victims.
Wow.
And we got through that. But we got through that, and we're learning the lessons even here today. And we're doing what we can. I don't know how this thing is kind of going off in some direction here. Maybe I just started back, okay? Anyway, so share with us something. You've had some hardship. You've had some difficulty.
You know, I have, and it's interesting because when I think about it, it's one of those things where, you know, I have to look at it and think, okay, I had to go through it. You know, I had to go through it to get where I'm at. And I had a time of being married, and I'm married to my husband now, but we were separated.
Okay.
And at that time of being separated was a hardship thing for me because I became self-employed.
Okay.
Prior to us separating, and we separated, living separately in separate houses. We owned a home that we actually sold, and I didn't know if I was going to stay in Toronto or not. And I went from one place to another place with my two little girls in terms of where I was going to live. So I lived with someone for a little bit. I got my own place, you know, and you know, I was in a subsidized place. And then I was able to come out of subsidy because I was working full time and earning because I was learning, and I earned more money. And I found creative ways to be able to get my own house on my own.
Okay.
I went to a rent to own option of a home, and we got back together, my husband and I, and the house that I ended up buying. The house that we ended up moving in together, I ended up buying myself.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I say this not to brag or boast about it, but to let people know that you can go through some stuff, you know, and not knowing. And I mean, I was doing very well, you know, in terms of what people would see as income, as my job and my self-employment and everything like that. And I was married and everything like that, but we had to separate for a little while. And that didn't crush me, and it didn't debilitate me. And my mother was not in the same province with me. She was in another side of the country. So I only had myself. Large family, but no support in any other sense of, you know, helping me financially or, you know, being there. But I have a large family. We have a large family. So there's, you know, you have them for some things, but they can't do everything for you. So I had to really, you know, get busy and try to figure out where am I going to be when it comes to that line. Am I going to make it a blame thing, or am I going to learn? And I chose to learn to figure out how I can get out of this, because, you know, with the system, how it's set up, it wants you to be disabled. It wants you to be crippled. It doesn't want you to feel that you are worthy or of any value. And I could have been, I could have been mesmerized, and I guess you can say probably, what's the word that they say? Hypnotized, probably, to be thinking that this is my life and this is where I'm going to end up. I bought a 6-piece dining room table set that couldn't even fit into my apartment. and it was such a big table set. I had people come to visit me as friends and say, wow, this is really too big for, I said, this is not where I'm going to stay. I said, this is only a part of my journey. And I still have that dining room table today in a large house. You know, it's a 4-bedroom home that we have. And, you know, and I say it because I'm proud of my accomplishments. And sometimes it can come off to people that, you know, why am I telling you this? Is because you know that song, Start from the Bottom, Now We're Here? I started from the bottom. I was at
Weezy.
Yeah, I was at the here part, went to the bottom, and came to the here. And my mom taught me about being a survivor. She taught me about being resourceful. She wasn't a millionaire. She didn't own a business. She didn't own a house. But all the life skills that she taught me turned me into the person that I am. And I think in all that, well, you know, my husband had to really start to think like, you know, this girl's going on without me. I better catch up and I better change. And he made some changes to come together again. And so that was a main hardship, because I had 2 children who were only 4 and 5 years of age.
But you
and that was the biggest hardship I had to deal with, in all honesty. And I am living proof that that did not have to be my life. It doesn't have to be anybody else's life. And I speak to women all the time to let them know that it can happen to any one of us to be down or up, but we can choose to stay up. And and I'm living proof of trying to figure out how I can do it. Make more, spend more time, give. And lots of times, you know, people never even knew I didn't have any money. They didn't know I had anything. It's because I was always giving of my time and my energy and monetary things, small amounts, but I was always giving. And I know that's why all these things turned out the way it is. But yeah, so that's my main hardship. I'm proud to say it and talk about it, to let people know. And yeah, so I'm not embarrassed by it at all. I think it's great. And you know, went from being an apartment, having a house with my husband's name on it, and buying my own.
And having your children with
my
you.
kids see that. My kids have grown up now, you know, 17, 18 years of age, and they know already what I've gone through. And my husband and I are together. We weren't separated for very long, but we were separated for a little while. And so everything is turned into great. And yeah, so I just kept keeping on.
That is so amazing. Wow, I thank you so much for sharing that. You know, I want to share something with you again. For me, what we've seen things similar to this, but your story is, I can sense your passion and your love for being able to overcome, and just you know, the gratitude that you have for being able to do it. You know what I mean? And many times, again, I tell my clients that, you know, the setback was really just a setup for the comeback.
Exactly.
Indeed. And the thing is that people are doing stuff all the time, and it's just like you were doing all of this stuff. It's like you're taking the lesson that I'm saying to you about above the line, you learn, below the line, you blame, and you've already made those distinctions. You've already made those decisions, but it wasn't about the lesson. Okay, but now we're coming now to bring this information online so that people can have access to the lessons, so they can start to make the distinction, because not everybody can get there like you did. I mean, it takes a very strong-willed and very committed, focused person to be able to overcome all of those challenges. It's not easy. But when people falter and when they feel they can't make it and so like that, again, they have a decision they've made that can help them be empowered. And that decision by itself can help them get back on track.
Yeah.
And that's the key to them. That's the key that we try to share, so that it can be something easy.
Yeah, and that's why, it's so important. And I think that's the reason why I can relate to lots of women, because a lot of women, you know, with their income, with their spouse, and everything is with their spouse. And, you know, sometimes things don't always go the way we want it to go. And sometimes they feel stuck, and sometimes they feel like, there is no hope anymore, and they don't feel as motivated anymore. And I can speak to them with love and with passion and care, and saying that I went through all of this, and I'm nobody special. I just made a decision.
I wouldn't agree with that. I wouldn't agree
this
with
was going to
that.
be my life. What's
I
that?
I wouldn't agree with that. I think that you are somebody very special, but that's the whole key, is that you have to think of yourself. I mean, you may be thinking, and it's maybe out of humbleness now that you could say that, but the reality is that you always had to think of yourself as being better. You're in Ontario housing. Ontario housing is like a trap. It's a project where they want to keep you under their authority and under their condition, and you have to go with a little small money, and you have to live in very meager terms. And I mean, come on, how many people get trapped? They'll never come out. And they get the mentality that this is all there is. There's nothing more to life. There's nowhere else to go.
And the subsidized system that I was in had you thinking that if you make more money, your rent will increase. So I won't work harder and make more money because I don't want my rent to increase.
That's right.
And that's like that's like brainwashing, So it's like, well, why? And I started to think about, it's like, what, people are really, and people are telling me this. They're telling me this. I'm like, so you're not going to make more so you can have a better life? You're going to make less so you can stay here forever? Like, it doesn't make any sense, but that's where they were in their life. And that's why I bought that big dining room table set. And I said, I'm not going to be here forever. It doesn't fit in this room, but trust me, it's going to be somewhere where it's going to have plenty of room.
Okay. All right. So here's the thing here. Here's the thing, right? So I have an idea. I just want to shoot this out to you. I think you should be doing some of your own motivational stuff like we're doing here today. And you should call it Tammy's Big Table.
Oh gosh. Listen, the table, it's not overly huge, but a 6-seater dining room table, it doesn't fit in most apartments, right? But I had to put 3 of the chairs in a storage unit. Because the table had to go against the wall.
Wow. That's amazing. That's amazing. Wow. That is really phenomenal.
Yeah, so that's my hardship, and I didn't make it my life, and I'm glad that you allowed me to share that. And really, I just want women and men to have hope that, where they see themselves today, if it's not where they want to be, they can make a change. And just being positive and being around positive people will help.
Sure. And that's why we're here. That's I feel that I can make a contribution towards that. And I don't know who wants it. I don't know people. I mean, there's people out there who are much further ahead in all of this than me, and they're making big money and all that kind of thing. And that's great. I'm happy for them. I applaud them. It's amazing, phenomenal, great. I'm not there yet, but the reality is that the giving is what I like. The being able to contribute. To be able to turn some things around and help people see there's another option. So, okay, before you go, wrap this up. But before you go, okay, I'm going to be here for the next 5 hours, so it doesn't, for me. But I
won't tell you what I'm going to do for the next 5 hours. It's going to be, I got a lot on the plate.
Woman, you're going to be super mom. You're going to be super wife. I get it. So, what do you want to leave? Okay, I want you to give the people that are listening, the people who will see this afterwards. I want you to give them 3 things that have helped you, or that that has helped you overcome your challenges and put things in a better perspective, a better condition of organizing your life moving forward, that have helped you get to where you are in terms of your success, in terms of your personal achievement.
Okay.
What would you say?
The 3 things for me would be faith, setting my goals, as well as reading personal improvement books. Those are the 3 things that have helped me.
Yes. Okay. Wonderful. That's wonderful. That's really amazing. I thank you so much for being with us today. I thank you so much. I don't have any words except to tell you just how much I love you and I appreciate you. And I'm so happy to have this behind us and to have this in the books, and that we can continue to try to make this a continuous thing. And I hope I'll have you back on the show again. We're going to be doing more stuff I mean, this is a summit, and the summit takes things to the peak, but we're going to be continuing to make these kind of efforts, and we're going to be talking about different things, and I'm hoping I can discuss that with you so we can put together some programs and things that maybe you would want to speak to, and maybe have some other people speak to as well regarding the issues that are important to you. I do counseling, and you know that.
Yes.
And we can do it anywhere and everywhere. So let's just organize that and put it together and go from there.
That's great. Thank you so much. I didn't realize I was going to talk about the big table thing. But
oh, you thought you
learned something new about
easy?
I think you learned something new about me.
Oh, I did. That's very valuable stuff. I know. I'm thinking Tammy's big table all day now.
Yeah. Thanks so much.
I love that.
It's crazy. I know. It's crazy. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Make it a great day.
You too, man. Bye for now. Eh?
Bye now.
Say hi to your mom for me, okay?
I will. Thank you.
Yeah, and your brother too.
Yes.
I don't want him coming out here and saying, well, how come you didn't say nothing to me? No,
I know. I know. He's a big guy.
No doubt. No doubt. I love him too. Good kid. Good kid.
Love
Bye
you
for
too.
now. Eh?
Bye now.
Bye. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, wow, they're amazing. I mean, just tremendously amazing. Tammy Williams. Can you give it up for her, please? Just give it up. Okay, how do you do this? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's go.
Where am I?
I got it. No, yeah. So click on where it says your name, and then it's gonna give you a selection of things you can do. That's okay. I got it. Don't worry.
I think I lost it.
I got it. Don't worry.
Your screen came out nice and light.
Okay. Good. Okay. Okay. That's our first session out of the way. My goodness, wasn't that amazing? For me, I didn't even expect it actually, I can't say that. I did expect it. These are phenomenal people. These are really people who dig down and find it in their hearts to give and to share and to be who they are. And yeah, so yeah, we did expect it. And we're going to continue with another speaker. Right now, we're just going to take a brief break, maybe just 2 minutes. So if you just bear with me, we're going to be right back, and we're going to continue with our program. Please don't leave. We have more speakers coming up. Matter of fact, we have an excellent young man who's coming up. I don't see him in the room yet. Anyway, maybe he's going to show up soon. Chris, are you there? Chris? Okay. If not, we got somebody else working with us here. So just bear with me 1 second. Okay. What's up, boy?
Didn't see you on camera at all.
You didn't see me on camera at all? At all. Oh, cool. Go ahead.
There's something that, I don't know.
Yeah. How you feel about speaking right now?
Let's get it going.
Yeah. Okay, so you're in there? Let's go. So how we doing? We good?
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. Well.
That's a long session.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Ibrahim Downey here with the SIBKIS SIBKIS Summit, Personal Empowerment at your disposal here.
Yeah, we got thing that holds this thing like that.
Got that? You good? Oh, you good?
Oh, I'm good.
Okay, all right. Okay. I have an amazing guest. Can you see me now, or is there any issues here?
Yeah, I can see you.
Okay. I have an amazing guest with me today. I'm gonna leave it to him to tell the story of how we met, because I think he can do it with more passion. But it was a situation where we have a mutual friend, and that mutual friend made a suggestion because he thought that we could help each other. And since that time we first met, we've been helping each other like in so many ways and all over the place. And it's been we've been very close and all the different challenges we're in. It's just such a blessing. So I want to introduce you to my very good friend. His name is Anthony Aton Simms. And here's the thing. He's a former NBA superstar. Now, I know you think about superstars, you'd be thinking like, the big guys were out there now and so on like that. But back in the days when Jordan was just coming up, this guy here was on the Knicks and he scored 1,000 points before anyone was scoring 1,000 points. I mean, 1,000 points back then was a big deal. But guess what? He did that. And guess what? He was one of the people who was called by Rick Pitino. Is Rick Pitino? Paterno.
Rick Pitino.
Pitino. He said that this guy here was a coach's dream, that he was one of the easiest players to coach. And he was just so passionate, so absolutely on fire about his whole basketball skill and so on like that. And he's done so many tremendous things. I have to thank him for the things that he's done to help me with so many of the things with the youth, to be able to speak to them and to be able to work with them in certain capacities and be able to show them that, like, it's going to take dedication, it's going to take focus, it's going to take commitment to be able to get through, but it can be done. And if you want it bad enough, you will do it. You will find a way, and then you'll find people who will help you along the way, like he did. And he's going to bring you his story too. But without further ado, I want to bring on my good friend Aton. What you got to say, man?
Hey,
welcome.
Listen, introduction, and I thank you for sharing such a pleasant way of bringing me to the table here. That my voice is clear and everyone can hear me. And I suppose being prepared to share some of my stories and go ahead with things that might be effective enough or influential enough, or let's say hitting to the heart. I would like to. My thing in terms of what I now have matured into is recognizing that everyone, including myself in life, don't want to spend the next 5 years trying to figure out or trying to figure it out. We want to get it done. And so in that kind of language, what I'm saying is, I had to gone through an athletic life, going through the ups and downs that life presents, and just kind of taking notes along the way to see that people want to get there, and one most powerful instrument recognize more so that everybody wants to get there real fast is the fact that we have technology. In this technology, what I mean to say is that, across the world, we can do it instantly. The phone was there, you used to write that letter, and, the pony guy would the desert and get that message to the captain or the banker or his mom or dad or whoever it had to do to get the letter there. Now we snap of the finger and is being explored, exploited, misled, misused. It's incredible. So I want to start from there.
Okay. So can you kindly talk about how it was that we met, what that experience was for you, and how we do some things?
Thank you. Sure. Well, it was a point in my life where I decided to go on a venture, entrepreneurial venture. It has been amazingly inspirational to me and my mother. You probably won't hear me say much without mentioning my mother. She's a huge part of my life. My father, mother, my siblings. But at this point in time in my life, we were doing what we considered to be the thing that would be the ultimate decision, the plan that would be the plan of all plans. Banker, and in rolling it out, we needed to present some information to clients. We needed to present some what we call life-changing information. That anyone would hear this, especially if they could change their life. They didn't, spend crazy money out of everything to understand what the philosophy was, what the was apply themselves to it and would guide him. Obviously they would see end results. So we needed a venue, and we couldn't find the kind of venue that we needed. And we had about I would say 15 to 60 people that wanted to be part of what we were doing, and we had no venue. And someone referred me to this name I've never heard before. I thought, hey, let me give this guy a call. If he's been recommended the way that my colleague was cheering about him, he was like an interesting person, number one, and secondly, he'd be the person that might be able to initiate this. So I gave him a call. And
you gave who a call?
Before I could finish my conversation, he was like, okay, I'm done. I'm like, hold on, I didn't tell you what I needed. They're like, oh, come on. It's done. I said, when you call and you need something, let's get it done. Okay. So I need to have a platform where I can house, 50 people, so and out, and can you make it happen? He says, well, when do you need this? I said, well, I need it tomorrow. He said, okay, it's all done. Go up at this location, go at this stage, go at this floor, open that door, ask this person, and so, I just thought that was unbelievable. And with a person like that, don't even know what it is that I'm even going to talk about, maybe question, if it was even ethical, if it was even something that should be, let's say, looked at in ways where they would need to know certain aspects or certain key things. And I guess it's the recommendation from another friend of his that allowed that part to happen, where it wasn't questioned. So
absolutely, that's yeah. But no, that's a very good point. You bring up a very good point right there, because again, it was that recommendation. Because the recommendation, the person that you came to is one of those people that if somebody comes to me from that person or people like them, I don't question it. Because of the quality of the relationship I have with that person. That person would not put me in jeopardy. They would not put me in harm. They would not want me, they would not do it. I just know that. And so you're coming to me from them. It just means that, okay, there's an automatic trust factor. It's like the whole thing about networking, because there's a prior relationship that is built on. When there's a referral made, that referral is respected in many cases. And that's the case with between me and you, and that's what it made me easy to accommodate whatever your needs were, and to not give you a hard time. I mean, if you like, I can think about it next time. But as it is, everything went perfect. I mean,
yeah.
Because that was the time. If you remember, I had my office up at Young and Shepherd, and it was in the very nice high-rise security and all that stuff, and but it was a very nice venue, and I brought you to the boardroom, and I brought your guests to the boardroom, and we treated you with a lot of love and respect. But again, it was because of the connection from our mutual friend.
Absolutely, and I can't say that it's one few experiences that was extremely outstanding, and really that's how we got to kick it off. The actual program was around sharing with people, in a brief way, sharing with people how to change their life financially through purchasing properties, the lending side, and property strategies was really what it was all about. And it was a tremendous success, and people were able to there and shift their lives in different ways. And now the thing is that those people were already clients that had a lot of let's say extra cash flow. Then as that project kept going and becoming successful, I started thinking about the clients who didn't have those abilities. They didn't have the extra cash flows. And from my own life, things that was experience. Because when you're doing something, doing it extremely well, and you're successful at it, you don't expect that the rug get pulled out of your legs. So deal.
Yeah, I'm glad you're talking about that, because again, there's a number of people. I'm sure some are watching, and they will be watching as well. That's their situation. That the rug has been pulled out from under their feet, and they're flipped up in the air. They're sitting on their butt. I mean, there's just so many things that have happened that are, just totally disrupted their life and their balance, and they have to find a way to come back. So how about that for you? I mean, I know you went through a lot of challenges behind that, but what is the comeback story behind this? I mean, so what are you doing now to be able to recover from that?
Wow. I mean, in itself, that question is it's in that who are individuals out there will hear uh, successful people around people that are starting from zero, about people that had downfalls for whatever reasons, about people that had setbacks. And the most to get into that is what I'd like to do is share with you how you can get there, because it's always okay to speak about your successes. It's always okay to talk about how good you are and what you have done. Question when someone is watching this, listening